Reporter Paula Reed to talk about what this all means. First, Paula, can you just lay out what the Fifth Amendment is for our viewers, and was this a surprise?
This is certainly not a surprise. The Fifth Amendment is to protect yourself against saying anything that might incriminate you. Truly, it would have been a surprise if he had agreed to testify in open session before Congress. Anne Marie, as you know, Mr. Flynn has single-handedly resurrected many dormant constitutional laws in these various investigations. He is being looked at for possibly violating the Logan Act, for allegedly negotiating sanctions on behalf of the U.S. government, potentially the Emoluments Clause for taking money from a foreign government. He's also under investigation for possibly having failed to register as the agent of a foreign government. This is not someone you want to put under oath in front of Congress without some kind of immunity deal in place.
Paula, by refusing to comply with the subpoena, could Flynn face any possible consequences? I don't know how it works when you say that you're not going to comply with the subpoena, because I think for the rest of us, we'd be in contempt of court and we'd go to jail.
Right.
Well, you would be in contempt of Congress here. And then what would happen is they could do one of two things. The first is they could send someone up to pick you up and throw you in the Capitol jail. They haven't done that for 80 years. It is unlikely they're going to start now. The more likely option is that they will refer this to the Justice Department, who will then likely have to refer it to the independent prosecutor just to handle. It's just another matter related to these Russia inquiries. But no, it is not likely that anyone will be thrown in jail for this. But if you are charged at the federal level, it's a misdemeanor and you can face up to a $1,000 fine.
So just for viewers watching this, a regular citizen who has a subpoena to appear before a judge or to appear in court, you could be in contempt of court, you would go to jail.
Right.
But you're saying here Congress would not put you in jail because what? It's the Congress?
It's
and
because they haven't done it in 80 years?
I think it is like Anne Marie said, it's that they could, but they don't.
Okay.
Instead, they tend to use sort of the court of public opinion. They tend to make a big deal of it, release lots of press releases, perhaps, and it also depends who you are, too, right? For example, Eric Holder was held in contempt of Congress, and that came up every time he went to testify for his annual oversight hearing. It depends who you are, but the fact is, they haven't done this for 80 years, and seeing how many potential investigations that Mr. Flynn is currently facing, I don't know if they're going to throw him into jail over this specific issue.
Now, if I recall, Flynn actually offered to testify if he could hammer out an immunity deal. And that seemed to just sort of disappear into the ether.
Yes.
You know, if he does do that, are there issues with the optics? Just how would this look?
Well, for him, it would be great if he could get some sort of protection from prosecution. Because at this point, having covered the Russia investigation for quite some time, it does appear that the Department of Justice would have the most evidence to charge him, not necessarily for collusion, but for one of these other possible crimes. They don't really even prosecute people for failing to register as a foreign agent, but they have enough on him here to be able to do that. So he definitely has an incentive to come up with something on somebody more important than he is and offer that up as grounds to get some sort of immunity. Now, the optics wouldn't be great for him personally, but the optics of going to jail or being charged with a federal crime aren't really great either. So his best bet is to try to come up with some sort of evidence that he can offer the Department of Justice in exchange for protection from prosecution.
All right, Justice reporter Paula Reed in Washington for us. Paula, thank you.